Okay, we on your YouTube. I'm bringing the Facebook up, so
All right.
don't fart.
I'm not. That's terrible.
Yeah, we about in the mix now. Let's get ready to get everything popping.
I'm ready.
What's good, Nori Nori?
What's up? What's up, G? How you doing?
Oh man, you know how we do it.
Oh Lord, this has been another quick, busy week. I mean, it went by so fast. Like
Man, these weeks is
I
just
forgot it was Friday almost.
yeah.
You thought it was
These weeks,
Saturday.
yeah. They just moving.
It's moving so fast, man. Listen, today is April 14th, just to bring clarity to those
Yeah.
who have forgotten what today is. It is Friday, April the 14th, 2023. And this is your Lunchtime Power Hour brought to you by your girl, Nori of Fitness by Nori. The topic today is remember who you are. And guys, it's a it's a crazy little vulnerable show today. And I will tell you guys about how I got there here shortly. So, G, how was your week?
Oh, good. You know what I'm saying? Just a little pain, but I'm okay.
Just a little pain. Y'all, G has been going through mouth surgery, dental surgery. He's been having some things taken care of, some stuff fixed. You know, that's what happens when you trying to remain, nice and sexy, in your latter
Yeah.
years.
And y'all keep in mind, as you get older, things that you never could imagine can happen.
Yep.
So that's why it's important to really take care of yourself. When it comes to my teeth, that's a family trait.
Right.
Everybody, my father, my mom's, my sister, all of them. Our teeth just degenerate for no reason at all at a certain point. But you still got to take care of yourself because I see a lot of people. They got bad knees, back problems, all type of things,
Yeah.
and you don't want to be going through that in your older years, because you know, what I mean, it's no joke.
Yeah. I mean, you never think about it when you're younger. You think that things just pop back into place and you snap back and
Yeah.
all of that.
You
And
good.
that is
Yeah.
true because you're younger. And so you still have different vitamins and minerals in the body that will help you,
Right.
to generate new cells and stuff like that. But guys, you have to make sure that you take care of yourself along the way. I was listening to this one young lady, and she was talking about how she used to drink all the time. And they did a scan, and she no longer drinks anymore. She's healthy and stuff like that. But they did a scan on her brain, and her brain is really deteriorating, and how she would never be able to get her cells and stuff back or whatever from the damage that the alcohol did to her brain. So it's things that you don't think about when you're younger. You're out, you're having fun, you're just kicking it, but you have to take care of yourself as time goes if you want to live a longer life in your latter years. So hats off to you, G, that you're getting that taken care of.
And speaking about the girl, I basically had like probably in the last few years, I've lost like 3 or 4 friends that basically during the 80s, they got into the crack.
Yeah.
And, even though they got off of it, it had created so much issues in their life before
Right.
they left here. You know what I mean? It's like my dude had open heart surgery and, all type of things that moment on that drug had took a lot from their life. So that's the same thing, even if you're not on drugs, if you're abusing your body, you're not resting, you're not doing the
Right.
things that you need to in your older years, it can address you. And
Yeah.
it's.
I mean, like you were talking about, even if you're not on drugs, think about like the football players and stuff like that and how they, have to tackle each other and stuff like that. And just the
Right.
trauma, the amount of
Right.
trauma that goes on to their knees and their backs and their heads and stuff like that. And so,
Hey, you ever look at the NBA when Charles Barkley and them dudes barely can walk. Shaq
Yeah.
and them they look terrible when you really look at them moving around, and they not that old.
Yeah. Yeah. So guys, make sure you start now. It's never too late. It's never too early to start taking care of yourself and looking out for yourself. Remember, today's show is Remember Who You Are. Please share, share, share. Share this. You never know who this may help. This show is going to be really, really good today. It is also a call-in show, guys. So if there's something that you want to ask Nori, you want to talk about, please call in. It's 214-940-5814. Again, that number is 214-940-5814. I will repeat it again a little bit later. Let's go ahead and get into it though. I want to kick a happy birthday shout out to my boo, my baby, my little muffin, to Ellery. We went to Disney. We went to Disney in Florida to celebrate Ellery's birthday, her 5th birthday. And those of you that have been kind of following us for a while or whatever, Ellery, she loves to travel. Her mother is gonna make sure that she is well traveled. She's well versed in the earth. And that she's getting different experiences and stuff in her life. And she started really early. So when she turned 4, she wanted to go to a beach. So her mom took her to Mexico. And of course, her nanny was right there with her, right? When she turned 5, she went to Florida, and it was a surprise. And she was laying in bed, right? And she was telling her mom, she said, I want Nanny to be here. I was on the phone with her mom, and so she was like, I want my Nanny to be here. I miss my Nanny, right? And so my sister was like, she's coming. My sister was like, well, she has to work like that. And so she was like, oh, I want my Nanny to be here. And so she said, TT is here, because my other sister was there. She said, TT is here, Bo is here, Lady is here, Jewel is here. So my nieces and nephews and my other sister was there. And she was like, I want my Nanny here. So I said, oh, baby, I'm so sorry. I said, Nanny gotta work like that. And I said, but I'll see you when you get back. So, of course, when I got through doing everything I needed to do or whatever, I had a boot camp that evening. I left from the boot camp, went straight to the airport, hopped on the plane and everything. So, of course, I got there around midnight when it turned into her birthday. And so my sister was like, babe, I'll be right back. I got to step outside and take this phone call. She stepped outside, and when she went back in, she said, thank you, baby, for letting mama take this phone call. And she went in, she got back in her bed, and baby was laying in her bed. So I just kind of waited a little bit, and then I popped around the corner, and I said, happy birthday, Muffin. And oh my God, her face just lit up, and she do this little smile where she smashed her lips together, and she was like, Nanny. I said, did you think your Nanny was going to miss your birthday, girl? She said, nope. She already knew, like, nope. I knew my Nanny wasn't gonna miss my birthday.
But she very intelligent.
She's very
for 5 years
intelligent.
old. She actually got a driver's license this year, y'all.
What? She got a...
Yeah, she'll be voting in the next election. I mean, this girl is very, very, very smart.
Gee, something is really wrong with you.
Yeah,
When do you come up with these things?
Yeah, she'll be voting in the next election. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, the thing is, y'all are giving her what a lot of kids is missing, a lot of love.
Yes, she
Some
has a
kids
lot of
today
love
they may have marginal love or just enough, but you give her a lot, and that'll make a difference in her life as she grows older. Yeah.
So thank you, G. Show them the pictures. I just want to tell them like a little bit about what we did out here. Of course, Ellery, she loves to like model and show herself off and stuff like that. And so she jumped up that morning. She was a unicorn, which is why she had the unicorn little hat on her head. And her shirt had the unicorn on that said happy birthday. And she had the different color little skirt that she had on or whatever, her little tutu. So, of course, the next picture, we will always find butterflies. I love butterflies. Miss Butterfly Beast is going to find her some butterflies. And so, of course, Ellery just jumps up there and she wants to take a picture. The next one is the picture of all of us that were there. So everybody was there. And then, of course, there's Winnie the Pooh and Tigger and Piglet and Donkey. I think his name is like Eloy or something like that. It's a mess. And then, of course, Minnie Mouse. She took a picture with Minnie Mouse. Yo, we had to stand in that line forever for her to take that picture with Minnie. And she jumped up there, baby. She did her thing. She stuck her leg out there. She tooted her tutu. She did all kind of stuff. I'm just so glad that all of us were able to be there to share with her because she had so much fun. So, happy birthday, Ellery.
Man, Minnie Mouse kind of fine there.
Oh my God.
She may make me rethink dating a hood rat now.
You are gonna like a rat. Really.
Yeah.
She is really a rat. Like,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm
I
done.
mean, date a hood rat.
I also want to kick a shout out, a happy birthday to my nephew Bo.
What's up, Bo?
Bo is the little 3-year-old that's in that picture, the family picture at the front, and he turned 3 on the 11th. Okay, so their
were
birthday
y'all
is
taking
like
him?
their birthday is like a week apart. What you say?
Were you taking him, or did he just sharing that moment?
So no, Trey was trying to say that it was gonna be an early birthday present for him with all of us being in at Disney, and Bree was like, "No, this is baby's
day.
party,
Yeah.
right?" And so, of course, Bo did some other stuff. He got a whole bunch of stuff, of course, for his gifts and stuff. So you know how it is. At 3 years old, I don't know if he's gonna remember that, but we'll see. I was just talking to one of my girlfriends yesterday, and I was like, what is the earliest memory that you remember? And she said she could only remember back to 8. I can remember back to 5. So I don't know if he's going to remember that at 3, but hey, we'll see.
No.
And I want to give a happy birthday shout out to my Aunt Diane. Her birthday is coming up. It is on April 20th. She is one of the matriarchs of our family that's holding it down. My Aunt Diane helped raise all of us, basically. Mad respect to her, love for her, love her to life and then some. So her birthday is coming up. So, we got some crazy stuff planned for her. One year we bought her a Cadillac. 1 year. I mean, it's just no telling what's going on. Yep.
Damn,
Ain't no telling what's going on this year.
I'm in the wrong family.
So, anyways, listen. I know you guys hear me. I sound kind of stuffy a little bit. G, do I sound stuffy?
Hey, just
Anyway, I'm gonna talk to the people. I ain't talking to you because you'll be done said something crazy. So I don't know what is going on. I don't know what happened the last couple of days. This stuffiness has come about. I will be laying there sleeping, and then I'll wake up because it's feeling like I'm suffocating and I can't breathe. Okay. And
Really?
then I'll jump up like, oh my God, what's going on? Because it'll just be stopped up on one side or whatever. And so I don't know what's going on.
Do you feel anything nauseous or anything?
And then it had like this little, like a light little cough, like a like it's something kind of tickling your throat a little bit. So I don't know, but my mom ended up sending me a text message from something that she saw on the news, and she said there's this new little respiratory sickness going around called blastomycosis.
Yeah.
Blastomycosis. And it's an infection caused by fungus found in moist soil and decomposing wood and trees. And so it made me start thinking, because they're doing a lot of regentrification around my area, around my neighborhood. They're building new houses. They're cutting down trees and stuff like that. And stuff is sitting out on the curb and stuff for a while, for the tree people and stuff to come. I don't know if it's sitting out there long enough to decompose, or if the wood was already getting old or whatever, because of course, you would have to plant a tree 30 years ago for you to see the tree, right? So I don't know, but it made me kind of nervous a little bit, but the transmission is inhaling fungal spores that can travel to the lungs and other organs. The symptoms are, in which I don't have these symptoms, so thank God. Like I said, I had the cough. It was a little light, right? But the symptoms are fever, cough, muscle aches, chest pain, and fatigue. And hell, I wouldn't know if I had the muscle aches, because I always have muscle aches, right?
Right.
Because I work out all the time.
Yo, this is some stuff the government put out. Don't worry about it.
Well, I don't know.
'Cause the government, they got to do that every 6 months.
I'm going to tell you what's crazy, though. It talks about the treatment for it is a prescription antifungal medication, which can range from 6 months to a year. Who about to take medication for 6 months to a year?
Who's gonna pay for it?
Not me.
Yeah, you take 2 Tylenols, you good. Now they
Baby,
want you
I'm
to
gonna go in there and give me some of that
yeah,
tea or something.
yeah. This. I mean, every time you turn around, we got 5,000 new things that can go wrong with you here in this country. And I'm trying to wonder now. You telling me trees is an issue?
Yep. They said found in the soil, moist soil. I mean, the soil needs to be moist. That's how the grass and stuff grow, and that's how the vegetation
Yeah,
grows.
yeah.
I
So all of a sudden,
I don't know.
Now, have you been looking up and seeing about a lot of different animals, that would be livestock that's just crazy dying? Cows. It was over 1,000 cows that died in a smoke fire out here in Texas just recently.
So no, but I do know that every now and then that seems to happen because of the food industry and stuff like that.
Eggs.
So I have been watching that. And that's one of the reasons why, not that that's how I ended up being a pescatarian, because I ended up being a pescatarian because we were trying to figure out what was going on with my skin. But I'm glad that it ended up going that way because I tried to be a vegetarian or pescatarian once before years ago, right? And it was because of all of the things that they were doing to the meat. And one of the things that that really bothered me is I was looking at this article and it was talking about how a animal can have cancer and the Food and Drug Administration will still release that meat for you to eat it, which is the conflict between Food and Drug Administration, right? Because they allow you to have the food that create the problem, because Hippocrates say, let your food be your medicine and your medicine be your food, right? So what you're consuming can heal you or kill you. So they allow the food that you eat to be released that causes you problems, and then they administer drugs that will touch the symptom, but it won't actually fix the problem, because the problem is what you are consuming. Right. And so that's the problem that I've always had with the Food and Drug Administration. They will release this meat that has a cancerous tumor in it or cancer or whatever. They will release it knowing that it has this issue in it. And they said, well, the reason why it's okay, because what is the likelihood of that whole tumor going to one family?
Right.
One household, right?
Right.
Because of the way that they dissect the meat and cut it up and distribute it and all of that.
Yeah.
Well, it's still a possibility.
Yeah.
And so that's a problem for me. Whenever, I don't I don't want to say too much. I do have, a background with the government or whatever, but I want you guys to just kind of think of some things. I do like to give you things to think about whenever there is a pandemic. I want you to think about why the pandemic has occurred. Not necessarily that it will hit you. It's a possibility it could, but not necessarily that it will. But I want you to think about why that pandemic occurred. This particular pandemic occurred because there are too many people on the earth. We are pushing almost 9 billion people now. And so you have to be able to monitor your food source and, the water and things like that. And God is not making any more ground, right? Any more of the yards and the woods or anything like that for you to plant the food.
And you're killing his animals off here in this country. Every time you build these new high-rise developments, the animals get pushed away. Your food sources is getting pushed away. So.
Which is what I'm saying. So they have to monitor the food sources and stuff like that. When you think about the economy of this world or whatever, you have to think about why these different pandemics and stuff are coming forth.
Right.
So just giving you guys some things to think about. It is not a conspiracy. I'm not a conspiracy theorist or anything like that. These things are true.
It's reality.
Yeah. Some of the things that you are experiencing were created in a petri dish in a science lab. It was not created in an animal, in a this and a that. It may have been tested in them, but they were created by man. So be mindful of the things that you're doing. Do what you can do to keep yourself healthy. Make sure you get you some cardio in to keep your pumps and valves. You know, I look at the body as a machine. Keep your pumps and your valves open and closing like they're supposed to. The pressure pushing like it's supposed to push the blood and the oxygen through your body. So, and the water and stuff. So make sure you are doing everything that you can do to make sure that you stay healthy. And when these things come up on you, then you'll be better. Your body will be better equipped to fight them.
Right.
So make sure that you're doing your part. Hey, Sid. Hey, bruh. Hey, Corey Sebastian. That's our photographer there, y'all. He is amazing. All right. So he does his thing. All right. So anyway, hey, Corey. Hey, bruh. Hey, Sid. So if you guys want to call in the show, you have any questions, the number again is 214-940-5814, 214-940-5814. Please share. Please share. The topic today is remember who you are.
Now, what do you mean
So-
on that term? You know, because it's different ways to look at that. Remember who you are. Or some people, they get somewhere and they forget where they come from and who they are. You know, so which one do you mean by
So we're gonna talk about from both perspectives. We're gonna talk about those things. So I wanna show them I wanna tell them about I'm speaking at a conference. I'm speaking at a women's conference this month on next Saturday, April 22nd. It's the Whole Her Whole Him presents the Chew and Chat Women Like Me conference. So guys, please go and purchase your tickets at Eventbrite. It is going to be an amazing time. The Chew and Chat Women's Conference, A Woman Like Me. There are some amazing speakers there. And I don't want you guys to miss it because it's going to be some valuable, very, very valuable information.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy.
And nobody's ugly on that flyer, by the way.
Thank
good
you,
looking
G.
women over there.
Thank
you.
you.
Know.
I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
that's a good thing.
Guys, I also want to start early promoting the fitness party. I don't know if you guys got a chance to view the fitness party, but go back on my social media, look at the fitness party. I also we had some fun, okay? It was thick up in there.
I'm just tired watching.
You just started looking at it. Hey, Renee. Get out the kitchen. Guys, if you missed this party, I don't even know what to tell you. We had so much fun. Listen, the next fitness party is going to be in June. The next one is in June. And y'all know June is my birth month. I love to act crazy or whatever. But the next fitness party we have a date now is June 8th. June 8th. And I have a huge surprise at that fitness party. So that is something that you do not want to miss. Go ahead and plan for it now. It is on a Thursday, okay? We have so many people that's amongst our fitness groups whose birthday is in May and June who are Gems, right? Which are Geminis. And we love to party. So if you want to get in on a good time, make sure you do not miss the fitness party.
We'll give them the
June
address
8th.
so we can make sure they get there.
So on June 8th, the fitness party is going to be at the DeSoto Recreation Center. We are at the DeSoto Recreation Center, 211 East Pleasant Run Road, 211 East Pleasant Run Road in DeSoto, Texas, 75115. We are there Monday through Thursday, 5 a.m. and 7 p.m. 5 a.m. and 7 p.m. And we're also there on Saturdays at 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. So it's 2 classes a day that you can indulge in to try to help you with your health and wellness goals. If you want the help, it's out there for you. You have to make the step and step out there and go and get it, okay? But we're at the same recreation center when we have the fitness party, okay? So if you go ahead and start coming now, it'll be a part of your regimen anyway on a Thursday.
Make sure you go out there and check it out. And behind you on the behind Nori, I have a thing that says "Be the change." You have to be the change.
Exactly. You have to be the change that you want to see.
Right.
So if you want to be if you want a nice, healthy body, you have to start doing something about it. You want your community to be safe and strong, and you have to do something about it. You have to invest in the things that you are, the things that you want to see something done about. You have to invest in those things that you support. Those things that you feel very strongly about, you have to invest in it. So be the change that you want to see.
In order for your body to work for you, you have to work for your body
Come
first.
on, G.
You know what I mean? If you're not working for your body, it'll never work for you. So, make sure that you go down there and check Nori out, because not only will she get you in shape physically, she can get you in shape mentally, because she's full of, a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm. And
I got a lot of wisdom to be only 27.
Yeah, to be 13 and a half. You look like a baby. You come in here, but what I'm saying is we miss people like that in our circle. See, one time we always had that positive person that was almost like a preacher in the crew, you can go to them and get that knowledge. Now you get a crew of 5, 6, every damn body depressed.
Correct.
Calling each other with each other's depressed moment. There's nobody to pull us out the quicksand. So, Nori, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you. So proud. And Renee is on here, guys. We are getting ready to plan a fitness. Nene. Well, not getting ready to. She's already started planning it. We're planning a Fitness by Nori cruise. And it is next April. We're already rolling on that thing. So make sure that if it's something that you're interested in, to reach out to Renee or go on the Fitness by Nori page. You can shoot me an email, a text message.
Get the information next week.
Huh?
Get the information next week so we can put it on the screen.
Okay. Well, they need to let us know if they're going, because we can't start off with 100 folks going and we end up with 4. Because it makes a difference. Yeah. So they need to let us know if they're good.
Start taking some deposits.
Yeah. It's $100 deposit. Yeah. And you have to have everything paid off by January. But it's about $1,200. It's not bad. It's a new cruise line on the corner of a cruise line. So yes. So we're doing some crazy stuff over there with Fitness by Nori. So I'm super duper excited. So make sure you guys come out 211 East Pleasant Run Road, the DeSoto Recreation Center in DeSoto, Texas. I got you. All right. You ready, G?
Yeah. What's the big deal?
Y'all make sure that y'all share. Go ahead and share it right now. Because this topic, remember who you are, and it is going to be a little bit vulnerable, and I'm going to try my best not to cry. Y'all know I'm Miss Butterfly Beast, so y'all can't see me sitting up here crying and going on, but it touches me a little bit too, because I am a woman and I am a little bit emotional, and and it's just the way that I think about things and I feel about things, and I love really, really hard. And so I just want the best for us, and I want the best for our people, and which is how Fitness by Nori came about. It came about through my trauma of a divorce, and I ended up getting really, really heavy, and I was depressed, and I was going down a dark hole, and fitness brought me out. And so with that, I want to try to help others, which is how Fitness by Nori was born. So make sure you guys share this. So how did I come up with this topic? How did things come up? So G is going to show you guys this picture. I did not do the research on the picture because specifically I didn't want to have a dislike or a disdain for anyone. But when I saw the picture, it hit me really hard in my heart. And this picture, for those that are on the radio, the picture is 2 young ladies on their knees like a dog, and the young man is standing behind them, and he has a handful of their weave or wig or whatever, like it's a dog chain or collar, and he's kind of like leaning back like he's walking some dogs. And it's two other girls that are standing in the background. They're dressed in like swimsuits or whatever. All four of the girls are dressed in swimsuits.
Bad
And
built.
they're he said bad built. And they're standing back there and they're looking like, oh my God, and they're taking pictures or videos, which is a thought process of how the world is today and how nothing will be done or said about what is going on. But people will stand back and take videos and pictures of things, even if it's bad, right? And they won't even say anything. But this picture really touched me because I remember when men actually liked women. I remember when men cared for women and they protected us and they looked out for us. There were certain women that would act like this, right? But there were few far in between because
Yeah,
the way that
yeah.
we were raised up is be a woman in the street and a freak in the sheets, right? So it's not something that was done out in public and all out in front of everybody. You know, it wasn't for everybody to know that you was a hoe because you was only a hoe for your man, right? And so it was just when I saw this picture, it just really touched me. And I don't know, it's some of y'all that may be on here that was on the live that I did one time in my office. And it was this song that the guys did about some girls. And it was about, you know, the girl having oral sex with the guy, right? And the words were something like, pretty young bee, pretty young hoe, let a young come play in your throat, right? Throat baby. When I tell you, it's stuff like that that just really make me think. Our music has a direct impact on how our culture is represented and how our culture turns out. And when I saw this picture, it just really kind of messed with me. And it really jarred my thought process and got me back in line, right? A lot of times we forget who we are. And I remember my grandmother, she used to say that. She used to be like, you're going to go through some things, you're going to experience some things, but never forget who you are and never forget whose you are. And I know when me and my cousins, like me and one of my cousins, Jesse, will talk all the time and we be acting crazy and stuff. And if we're going through something, you know, he'll be like, man, I'm a Wyatt, right? And that's our last name. And so it's like, it's something about remembering who you are that kind of brings you back or snaps you back into what your rightful position, right? And it kind of makes me think about the prodigal son in the Bible, right? And how he took his inheritance and he hit the streets and he went out there and just started spending money and being flashy and doing his thing, and he squandered his whole inheritance. And he found himself in the hog pen with some pigs. And those of you who know about pigs, I've talked about pigs before and how the pigs will eat anything. They're nasty. They lay in mud, waddle in mud. They're nasty. They eat rats. They'll do anything. So that's why it's not good to eat pork, right? Because the molecular structure of a pig does not change even when you cook it. So you eating rats and stuff too, right along with that pig. But anyway, that's another story. So it reminds me of him laying out, or the prodigal son out there with the pigs and stuff like that. And he comes to himself. It says he comes to himself. He remembers who he is. And he say, I'm going to go back to my father's house. I mean, my father got rooms for maids and servants and all of this. Like, my father is not going to reject me. I'm going to go back to my father's house. And he returns back to his father's house. And his father was waiting there for him with open arms, right? And when I saw this, it just kind of hurt me to the point to where I'm like, how many of us, we know at least 4 young ladies, right? Because we see them in this picture, have forgotten who they are. And people say, well, what if they weren't trained like that or whatever? As a child, you're born with an innate ability to do some things. Nobody is gonna tell you you can't walk. You're going to get up, you're going to try. You're going to fall, you're going to get up, and you're going to try again. You're going to scrape your knee. It's going to hurt. It's going to heal. You're going to move on. When you get to be about 13 or 14, you're going to look down and you're going to see this scar on your knee. Hence me. I was roller skating down a hill from a gas station, hit a rock, fell, ended up with plastic in my leg, pulled it out, had scars on the side of my leg. I was talking about them the other day. Bree was like, I never even noticed you had those scars. Right? Because scars happened so long ago, but it's different experiences and scars that will cause the whole trajectory of your life to change. But the one thing that you need to do is remember who you are. So for me, I went through the divorce and it just really jacked me up. I alluded to that just a minute ago and how Fitness by Nori came about. It really messed me up. But those of you who do not believe that spirits are real, they are absolutely real. And different spirits transfer. You know, there's a spirit that hangs around that wants to attach itself to those of you that are light, that are, bright like sunshine. They want to attach themselves to you because they receive their energy from you. That's a parasite spirit. There are different spirits in this earth, and you have to be mindful. And you're not going to be able to do that if you don't take time and sit with yourself. So for me, the reason why this is such a vulnerable topic to me is because that's what I've been doing here lately, is sitting with myself. And it's allowed me to get back to the God, to the Father, to the Protector. Okay. And for me, I went through this it was a bad stage. I was angry with God and everything when I went through the divorce, because I just kept saying, God, I remember talking to you when I was 17. I remember when I was 17 telling you that if I ever get married, don't let me have a divorce. You know the end from the beginning. Don't let me go through a divorce. I'll be single. I'll live my life for you. I don't have to be married. But you have to understand that things happen for purpose. Nothing just sits up out the blue and just happens to you. No, it has a purpose. And God is the creator of us, and he knows why he created us, right? And so with that being said, I have to go back and find out what's going on. Like, why is it that I had to go through this divorce? And eventually it came about, and I understood why. And one of the things that was birthed through that was Fitness by Nori. And it is so that I can help other people that have been hurting, that have allowed food and drinks and sugary stuff to just be their comfort. But they really want to be healthy. They really want to live a good life, but they just don't know how. I have a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of experience. I'm a researcher by nature. My undergrad is in criminal justice. I like to dig and search for stuff, right? My master's is in human resources, so I know how to deal with people. So I'm a natural researcher. I dig for stuff. And that's why when I was going through the divorce, my spiritual mother and father just could not understand. They was like, why do you keep saying, what did you do? What did you do? Because I always try to be the person that steers on the side of right? And so for me, I was like, I had to do something wrong in order for something to hit me this powerful. But the one thing that the enemy can do that can set you on a downward trend for your life is destroy relationships. Relationships are so powerful. Relationships can cause you to build an empire, or relationships can cause you to be in the pigsty, right? Relationships, they are important. It's important for you to hook up with the right person. That's why the word tells you, do not be unequally yoked together with unbelievers. It's not necessarily saying a person that don't believe in the Bible or whatever, right? Y'all know, for me, the Bible does not read verbatim. It's not this thing or that thing. It causes you to think. So it's not saying do not be unequally yoked with another Christian, right? It's saying be not unequally yoked with unbelievers, those who do not have the same ideology or the thought process of you, that's not going in the same direction as you, because you're going to have problems. It's easier for a person to pull you down than for you to pull them up, because there's a thing called gravity. So you want to make sure that you are linked with the right person. Relationships are important. And the two relationships from the marriage and the one after that, I mean, just destroyed me. It just broke my heart. And so with that being said, I stepped back. G and I have talked. I was just like, I don't need to go to church. I'm mad at God. I mean, just all kind of stuff, right? But one thing you need to understand, just like that prodigal son, when you decide to return back home, the Father is standing there waiting for you. And a lot of things that we go through these things because we never healed that child that experienced those traumas. And for me, I didn't have my father, right? So we tend to look at God like we would natural people, because that's how we process. That's the only way that we can process it. That's the way that we see it, right? That's the way that we experience it. But God's ways are not our ways. His thoughts are not our thoughts. He doesn't operate like we do. You know, we look at people and we don't like them because we don't like the way that they look. They did this, they did that. We're very judgmental. But God judges the heart, right? Because like I was making a joke in the class one day that God made ugly people for our humor, right? Some people might think I'm ugly, but it's all in fun and games, right? So understand that we're not viewed the same. Understand that you always have the ability to return back to that powerful person that you are. And for me, that's what I decided to do. And what challenged me in that area, and I was already there, but when I saw this picture, it really jacked me up. And it's because I told you guys about the young man that I was trying to date or whatever, and it was just a little too much for me. It was just a little too much for me. People do not speak to me in an ugly fashion. Because I don't speak to them that way. Not just men, but women too. People don't speak to me like that because I don't speak to them like that. I like to have fun. I'm a ray of sunshine. I'm a ray of a light. I know that, you know. And so when someone comes within my space or within my atmosphere, right, and they start to drain me, I can feel that. I know that. And so for someone to feel like that they could talk to me ugly, curse me out, or anything like that, that is a no-no for me. And I just set a firm boundary and I just ejected that and I was done. And right after that, I saw this picture and I just was like, wow, how many other people are dealing with that because they feel like, oh, they have to. I was talking to a friend today and he was like, the culture out here is totally different. It's just totally different. You know, men feel like because there are so many women that they have a pick of the litter, they have options, you know, that they're the forerunners, right? That they got it going on. And I'm not going to be with one particular person. I'm not going to settle down with one particular person. I'm just going to be out here with a bunch of different women until, like G said, you start to get old and you start to deteriorate. And then you want to step back and you want somebody to take care of you. That's not fair on their part, but that's their decision to decide, okay, yes, I'm going to sit here with this person. I'm going to ride with this person. I'm going to take care of them. That's their decision. That will not happen for me. And the reason why I say that is because I am remembering who I am. I'm better than that. I will not settle for anything less than what I'm supposed to have. I'm an amazing person. And I was talking to, I was telling them, I was like, dude, for me, I know what I bring to the table. I know what is behind me and what I bring. It's when you get me, you don't just get me. And I'm going to leave it like that because I have built empires. And so I was dating this one guy. My cousin said, and I was helping him, and my cousin said, are you planning to marry this guy? And I said, no. And he said, you do know he's going to take all of that and go and be with someone else. And what I said is, I understand that, but anybody having come in contact with me should be better when they leave me. When leaving me or when experiencing me, they should be better after that. you know? And that's the way we all should be. But it's so many takers in this world. It's so many people that are there to just take from you and to sit there and pull your energy, that parasite spirit that I was talking about. Guys, and the only way that you're going to know that you are dealing with that is if you are confident with you, if you know who you are, if you remember who you are, if you sit with yourself. And you take time for you and you get to know you. You get to know the things that you like and the things you don't like. And in order to do that, you're going to have to experience some things, true. But don't allow yourself to go so far that you can't pull yourself back. And for me, that's where I am. And that's what I was telling my friend today. I was like, oh no. He was like, so what are you going to do? I was like, oh, I'm not doing anything. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to be under the umbrella of the Most High God. I'm going to be under his covering and his protection since I don't have a father. I'm going to be under his covering and his protection, and I'm going to let him lead me like my father is supposed to do. And when that man comes into my life, he's going to have to seek him in order to get to me, in order to ask for my hand, you know. And with that comes favor. With me comes favor. And I know that.
Can I kick in for a second?
Absolutely. Come on, G.
Okay. Now, it's a couple of things I want to say. First off, the pictures. That's just part of the everyday thing with the women today. The men have not fell off. The women fell off.
Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about.
You know, you can sit here all day and talk about, oh, men ain't this, men ain't that.
Yeah.
You women have learned to match these guys' rhythm.
Right.
And that's why, you know, men have always not been, you know, whatever. But back in the days, those women wasn't going to play with a man that wasn't right.
Correct.
See, there's a lot of men right now that got damn good women that they don't even deserve to have.
Right.
They don't bring nothing to the table. Maybe our women is so much into the flesh today. If a nigga break your back and knock your head off,
right,
you want to marry. You want to marry your dick. You don't want to marry your soulmate. You want to marry your dick.
Right.
So at the end of the day, they are sitting here putting it on God. At this point, the way the world is right now, God cares less about who we date.
Absolutely.
God wants us to serve him, his needs.
And it's a purpose. And that's what I was just saying, G. There's a purpose for us in dating, in marriage, and all of that. And for me, I know what my purpose is. So my purpose is to be married because it will serve my purpose. So I do know that I am.
But when you're doing it the right way, the next one will be the best one.
Absolutely.
Not running at everybody that you think wants you. And that's why our women is at today.
Right.
Our women is all over the place.
Right.
Our women is playing house with men that never even had a place of their own.
And well, right now, it's all about money. It's all about money. It's all about how things look and how. So if he can buy me this, if he can buy me that.
But that's what I'm saying. The women that had the best times in life were our natural woman. They didn't need long wigs. They didn't need eyelashes that's 10 inches long. They didn't need all this stuff that our women feel like they need to have to look complete, and it doesn't even make you look good. It's nothing better than a natural black woman.
Right.
This Caucasian type style you have taken on, you know, I mean, we had beautiful hair on our own.
Oh, now, we got our own stuff.
Right. Now our sisters want long hair that looks like Becky.
Right. And a lot of us do have long hair.
Right.
You know, but I mean, a lot of us with the afros and stuff like that, if you straighten it out, it is long.
Right.
But understand, we are created different because we are closer to the creator, which is the reason why our skin is like it is, which is the reason why everybody wants to be like us.
How can you be the best of you when you're trying to be someone
like somebody else?
And that's where the problem is. Our women have allowed these lazy ass, don't want no job men to be in their lives. Once upon a time, if you weren't working, I don't care how good you look, a woman is not gonna fool with you.
Absolutely.
You had no future. You know, so what we got to do is
we have to set some boundaries and
we
some
have to
standards.
set some boundaries.
And our standards, they shouldn't be bendable. Our boundaries shouldn't be bendable. If it says no trespassing, it should be no trespassing, or there's going to be some consequences. But we don't do that. Like you say, you know, you want you're wondering after the sex,
Right,
basically.
because any man that had a mother that he respect, you would never caught him doing that with those girls
Right.
there. Because your mama be like, nigga, what's wrong with you?
But those are the ones who allowed their parents to be involved in their lives. Nowadays, we don't have that, which is what I was listening to a podcast the other day, and it was some younger guys on there, and it was an older guy on there as well. And the younger guys were saying, if I go and I take a female on a date or whatever, when I get there, I'm going to send her a text and say I'm outside and she needs to come outside. The older guy was livid. He was like, no, like, why can't you get out and come to the door and make sure that she makes it to the car safe and stuff like that? He was like, that's stupid. I'm going to get out of my car to go up there to her door to walk her back to my car that I'm getting ready to sit in. He was like, that's crazy. I was just like, wow. But the man is saying that his job is to protect and provide. What are you protecting her from while you sitting in your car? If somebody come after her while she's walking down the stairs or whatever, you just gonna burn off. You're not gonna jump out of because most of the men, let's be clear, nowadays they scary. They don't know how to fight. They always talking about shooting, and half of them don't know how to shoot. Like, let's be real. That's why you always end up, instead of shooting the person you after, you end up shooting an innocent bystander. Like, you don't go to the range, you don't go practice, stuff like that. You're just very, very minute. You're here on earth sucking up air and providing sex, okay? Like G said, I agree with you, G. Women, we're going to have a standard. And for me, at this point, I know I'm getting married again because I know my purpose. But if I don't, I'm not going to sit here and be sad or whatever. I don't have no problem with it. Like, I was raised around strong men. My cousins are married. One of my cousins is getting ready to get married. My family, that's how they were. They're raised to, that's how we are.
And if you in it for the fact that someone has money, what separates you from a prostitute? It ain't that what she in it for?
Facts.
Money.
But at the same time, don't sit here and think that a man is going to come along and not do anything and not provide anything. If you are a woman that's doing your role and doing the things that you're supposed to do, let me tell you something. I had a conversation with this young man and this young lady, and they were into it because she was like supposed to be dating him or something like that, and he was mad at her because she wouldn't have sex with him. And she was like, I have had sex with you, like, I don't understand. He was like, but you need to give it to me whenever I ask for it. And she was like, what are you doing for me? He was like, what do you mean? I spend time with you. I was like, but when you spend time with her, she spends time with you. So what else are you doing besides that? She's giving you sex, and what else? And she's talking about all these things. They have two separate places. She has her own place. He has his own place. And she does all of these different things when she's at his house. She's providing all of these domestic services and stuff like she's his wife. But
who made
he's
her do
not
it?
doing anything for her. He ain't paying no bills.
Right,
He's not buying her nothing. He's not taking her out. And so with that being said, G, I told her, I was like, you are setting a standard.
Right. Well,
You're saying it's okay for him
right.
to do
Who
that.
made her do that? Okay, if that's the case, go to work and work for free and get nothing out of it, because that's what you're doing with your relationship.
Right.
So, I mean, again, I can sit here all day and listen to a man's story. I can listen to a woman's sad story. Somewhere along the line, I'm going to say, why did you keep doing it?
Right.
What,
right.
Was it a gun at your head? I mean, these women that talk about, oh, he wasn't this and he wasn't that. Well, did he roll up to you and put a gun to your head and say, you going to be my woman?
Right. And nowadays, people are chilling with a guy or whatever off of his potential.
Yeah.
Guys, if you have a question or comment or whatever, you can call in. The number is 214-940-5814, 214-940-5814. One more time, 214-940-5814. But yeah, G, nowadays, they're going off of the potential, and a lot of the women, yes, older women, they're doing some things, but the younger women that are allowing these things to happen to them or whatever, they don't have any guidance. They don't have anyone to teach them. And it says that the older women are supposed to teach the younger, but they're too busy trying to compete with them versus teaching them. That's not the way. It's not good for a man to disrespect you. In your first 2 or 3 months of dating, those are the best of him. That's what you're going to get, the best of him in your first 2 or 3 months. If he's already talking to you crazy, treating you bad, and not taking you out, want to Netflix and chill and stuff like that, that's all you're going to get. That is the best of him at that time.
How it starts, it ends worse.
Exactly.
But potential is something that
potential is not something that's happening at
what I'm
50.
saying is 17 and 20 in your early 20s, that's your potential.
Right.
In your 30s, you should have already got on the road to reaching your marginal as being in that potential. And in your 40s, you should be able to see the fruits of the labor of what they've done. Now, certain things can happen and turn your life around.
Correct.
But
you might have a couple of false starts.
Right.
You might have to have a couple of start overs.
Right. But at that point, if you got a man in his 40s, your only complaint should be, damn, you work so hard. I'm not seeing you enough, because he's trying to catch up where he, missed out on. But, otherwise, just enjoy yourself.
And don't let that be a factor either. Because you have some that say, well, I'm always working and this and that. And then when you ain't working, you out kicking it with your boys, or you over here getting high versus scheduling some time to be with your girl.
Yeah, that's a new breed of guy. I don't know no guy that rather sniff balls than to sniff some booty. His girl's booty. I mean, I've never been, I ran around with gangs and all that. Certain time is a cutoff time. When we out there hustling and we making money, it's a certain time, it's a cutoff time. I'm going to sniff some ass. Some female ass.
Hey,
I'm not going to sit
Doris.
around. Hey, Miss Doris. I'm sorry, Miss Doris. You
Hey,
sound,
Miss Doris. Hey, Quentin.
you sound Christian, Miss Doris. I'm sorry for talking like that. I'm sorry.
She is Christian.
Yo, my God. The best of
You
TD
were thrown
Jakes.
off.
The best of TD Jakes.
But that's for real. Miss Doris is married and been married for many, many years.
I don't
and
know
she
no man. I don't know no man. That's why I question a brother to keep going back and forth to prison. You telling me all these women out here and you want to lay next to a guy? Something wrong with that.
Facts.
I would clean my act up immediately. Once you took a couple of years from me, that's all I'm giving. So I got to come with a new way to do my thing, but it ain't gonna end up me back up in there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So no, any guy that wanna run around his homeboys, you in your 40s?
I mean, whenever he's out from work, he has time. And then, you got those ones that sit and play video games, right? And you're like, I'm at home, I'm playing video games, but the woman is still being neglected. You don't understand what it means. When a person say to protect and provide, it's not always about protecting her from the dog outside, protecting her from getting shot or whatever. It's not about providing her with just money or financial provision, right? Protecting her mental, protecting her spiritually, protecting her emotionally. You can't expect for that woman to sit up here and give you peace and you bringing her war. You want her to sit here and love on you and rub your head or whatever when your fingers are tired of playing the video game. You want her to massage your hand and rub your head after she done sit here and cooked your food and then have sex with you when you've done nothing but play video games.
Yeah, and she walking around with a negligee with a joystick wrapped around her like, come on and play this game.
Then she's walking and dancing back and forth in front of the TV and you looking around and you like, man, come on, man, and you get mad. Like, really? She wants some attention. She needs some emotional affection. You can't just jump a look like The Color Purple, just jump on top of her and do your business and then go on.
Yeah, you got 20 minutes. I'm gonna give you 20 minutes.
And then you get mad at her when someone shows her some attention outside and she taps into that. Then you gonna start calling her all kind of hoes and this and that. No, we are women and we have a thing called emotional. You have to have some emotional intelligence. Okay, in order to deal, you can't just sit here and say, listen, I'm sure you guys have looked at some podcasts and different stuff. And no, it was this one that I looked at and he was saying that he started getting his woman in the mood from like 10 o'clock that morning. And I'm listening like, how did you do that? you know. And he was saying he was calling her, he was sending her text messages, he was saying little sweet stuff. He done sent her some flowers and all kind of stuff. She was ready and in the mood when he got there, because he been wooing her all day. He been at them draws all day.
Yeah.
And most guys be like, oh, I ain't finna put in all that work. If she gonna give it to me, she wanna give it to me anyway. Well, but I need you to understand that if this is somebody that you're trying to build something with, she's not just gonna open up for you just because you're there.
Right. Your wife
the
and your
vagina
hoe,
doesn't work like that.
Yeah, your wife and your hoe is two different scenarios.
They're two different scenarios.
And a lot of times they treat that lady that's supposed to be their special one, like hoe girl.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a friend that, and it's crazy because I talk to all kind of people. I had a friend and he said, it's necessary to have a side chick. I said, why? He said, because the side chick keeps the woman and the man, the main chick and the man together. I said, how? I said, is the main chick not providing the things that she needs to provide? Yeah. So why is it necessary to have a side chick?
Now, if you got a wife, you should never have any other chick.
Right.
I mean, I believe that. Now, if you just dating around and you want to have a good time, let your girls know I'm not committing to nobody.
Don't commit to anyone.
If she wants to stick with you, then she already have an understanding.
She made that decision.
Right. But you know what I mean? If you got a wife, what do you need a side chick for?
Right. I asked my friend, I said, do you think that there is a woman that can do everything that you need her to do, that can fulfill everything that you need as far as your vision, your purpose, having sex with you, taking care of your house, your children and stuff? And he said, yeah. I said, so why is it necessary for you to run around with all these other women? You find a man that has found his mate in his youth, he still looks youthful. He's not worried and stressed and all of that. To deal with a bunch of women is stressful. To deal with a bunch of men is stressful. To sleep with and have sex with a bunch of men and women is taxing on the body.
What you just said, Nori, that he said, yeah, that's not the truth.
Yeah, it is. So
I'm saying, if you're not together, I don't care. You can have the greatest woman in the world. You're going to have issues. You got to have yourself together in order for you to receive what that great woman has to offer.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got men right now that have had women.
And vice versa.
And vice versa with the men. But I'm
speaking
today, I'm speaking basically, as a man. I mean, so I can understand that more because I've had great women in my life. I just was me. And I got in my own way of those great women that I had in my life that was down for me, had my back left and right, but I needed more women.
And now, and you've spoke about this here on the show,
right.
And now you're in your 60s and you don't have those women.
Right. I mean, but the potential would be there, but at this point, I don't even care about that.
Yeah.
I care more about leaving a legacy
absolutely
to the next generation that's coming up. If I spend my final days with all the knowledge that I have and all the things I can do to help others, if I spent my last days chasing women to try to make up for what I had, what God gave me plenty of and I didn't want back then I'm a fool. Now, my best thing I can do is leave this knowledge, help out these youngsters, and hopefully get them on the right path,
right,
where they can live a long life and maybe do some of the things that I wasn't able to do because I got my own way. But I don't care about, all that. That's,
right.
I've had my time. If I don't have another woman, I can live off the memories and be good with that, But the point is,
I don't think that's true, G, because of the conversations that we have off air.
Well,
but anyway, go ahead.
I'm just saying, I'm gonna vent, but I'm not gonna be Chester the molester. I ain't gonna be Joe the rapist. I can, if I never have another woman in my life, I'll be all right with that.
Right.
And that's real. You know what I'm saying? Because God blessed me to be able to have those different type women like that. I just did not
appreciate it at the time.
I was young. I was very popular in New York. I was just doing my thing. So it was women coming, and I took them as they came. I didn't care. So, I'm just saying that we just need to make better decisions.
But that's why you're able to speak on the fact that women need to set standards. We need to set standards, ladies. We need to say no.
And understand understand some men you will never please.
Correct. And no is a complete sentence. And you just said a mouthful right there, G. Some men you will never
You'll
please.
never please.
Because some men have been with hundreds of women. And you will never be able to mount up to what those hundreds of women have given him as far as an experience. Okay. And I don't care if you swinging from the chandelier and you bouncing like a basketball. Okay. It's not going to happen.
He needs more.
He's always going to want more.
Yeah, he needs more.
And for me, a man ain't going to want a woman that done been with hundreds of men. I don't want no man that's been with no hundreds of women. You ain't detoxed yourself. You ain't got rid of all of them spirits. I don't want that foolishness up in my life.
Right. And that's just it. You'll never be able to fulfill his hunger for other women. He can love you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it ain't got nothing to do with you personally. It got something to do with him.
Yeah.
So he can love you, but his desire for other women is just stronger than his desire to be dedicated to one. And that just becomes a sickness. It's just like we've had family members that fell victim to crack. And we just couldn't understand for one reason why you won't stop. Because it's a sickness, it's a disease.
Right.
And those spirits is all over him. And when those spirits is over him like that, he has to mate with someone else that has that same spirit. He's not making love
or
to
he needs to detox himself.
Right. But then you got to go to God, because now
Absolutely.
you have deeply got yourself. I told you what I went through and how I had to get it off me.
Yeah.
You have gotten so deep that those spirits, after I cleaned myself up, it's women that I had dealt with for years that we were like a female lion and a male tiger during the time of mating season.
Yep.
Once I cleaned myself up, we parted.
Yeah.
Those girls was no
Because
longer
you're not
attracted.
attached in
Right,
that way
because
anymore.
they still had their demon, mine was gone. So more than the person itself, you're feeding your demons is feeding each other.
You know what, G? That's funny. One of my girlfriends, and she done, well, I ain't said her name, so she doesn't mind me telling it, but she was dating this guy or whatever, and she said the way that he was physical with her, she said it just made her feel so bad. Like it made her feel like she was being raped. And she would tell him that she doesn't like to be, she doesn't like to have sex like that. And he was like, oh, I ain't doing nothing. It ain't nothing. But he didn't care about the way that she felt. He wasn't trying to be touchy-feely or compassionate towards her. He was just trying to get what he needed. And so she kept trying to talk to him and work with him and stuff like that. And eventually she left him because she was like, I'm not an animal.
He's
I'm
used to
not a
hoes.
dog.
He's used to hoes. They want to be dogged out.
Yeah, she ended up leaving him. And I felt bad for her because she had to go through a period of time to where she had to be healed, because she said she felt a certain way every time that they slept together.
Nori.
But it's those different spirits.
I was in Houston. This was some years ago. And I met this chick down in Houston. And she used to always when we doing it, she want me to hit her. And I'm like, nah, I ain't in it. That stuff.
Now.
So one day we doing it, she bit the hell out of me.
Oh my God.
In my chest.
So you could hit her.
And I knocked the hell out of her, and she was like, yeah,
Oh.
that's what I'm talking about. Man, that was the last day, I swear on everything, that was the last day I dealt with this chick. You never had me up in there like Martin Lawrence on the thin line. You know what I'm saying? She hit herself with a thing and talk about he beat me up. Nah, I said, yo, this chick is real sick. I mean, she bit the hell out of me.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, yo, your reaction when something like that happened, like, yo, get the hell off me. And I hit her, and she was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, nigga. Yeah. Soft ass nigga. I'm like, yo, I mean, what nigga want to beat his girl up? You know what I'm saying? What kind
oh my God.
weird
Believe
stuff?
it or not, there are some out here like that.
Well,
That's crazy.
That was my first time that I had ever dealt with anything like that. And I was like, yo, as many as chicks I was running with, nothing like that had ever. I mean, she was like, yo, why you won't just hit me? I want you to hit me. That turns me on.
They want you to hit them. They want you to choke them.
Yeah, I'm like, well, that turns me on.
They want you to take it right there to the brink of them can't breathe and then release them and stuff. It's like a rush. Baby, when I tell you, I talk to quite a few people. And for me, I believe that they talk to me because I'm not judgmental. But I'm like, some stuff is just not natural. But because you've dealt with a bunch of different folks, then you think that, and for men, they want it to get higher and higher. It's because sex is like a drug.
Yeah.
They want that high to get higher and higher and higher.
Don't end up in prison, behind you and choke. Come on, baby, just choke me. You choke her to death. Johnny Cochran is not here to get your ass out of this one.
No,
here.
Johnny Cochran is dead.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Ain't no Johnny Cochran's here to get you out of that. Nah, man, I don't play that. When you start getting all that, next thing I know, you be like, yo, stick me with this knife.
No. Listen, we ain't finna be sticking nobody with no knife.
With this knife.
Men, you need to be cleansed. You need to be healed. You have to understand we do need you. I don't care how much a woman be like, I don't need no N-word. I don't need no, and I don't care how much a man be like, I don't need no woman. We need each other. And we just need to be healed from that craziness. And women, you're going to have to set a standard. I don't care how much he tells you he loves you. If his actions are not lining up with that, then he doesn't. A man that loves a woman, he is going to show it because men they just don't operate like that. When they actually love somebody, it's hard for them not to show it.
Right.
They're going to do different stuff. They're going to want to be with you all the time. If they don't really care about you and they're concerned about themselves, they're going to beat you down and break your back and all of that because they're trying to get you stuck in that arena from the digmatized side of things, okay? And it's not cool. Like, it's not. Yes, they say that there are more men than women. More women than men. It's not. If you Google it, it's more men than women. But men do have a pick because there are so many well-educated women that are getting their own bags, women that are out here getting their degrees and doing their things, right? And just the men from our culture are not doing that. They're not going to school. They're not stacking up. They're not doubling up. They're not doing any of that. They want to have their pick of the litter and they want to run around with all these different people. But you have to understand that that's taxing on the body. It's hard for you to keep up all these different relationships and have sex with all these different people. Eventually, it will catch up with you. So like G was saying, you want to take care of yourself in your youth so you can live to your latter years and you can still live well at that time.
And if I hear another sister say she didn't know he was married and you've been screwing around with this guy, come on now. As nosy as women is.
Some of them do keep it hidden really good.
No.
But women, we are natural investigators.
Right.
So.
As nosy as you is, start investigating from the beginning before you open your legs. You may save a lot of heartache. You know what I mean?
Right.
Come on.
That's right. And some of them don't want to know. Some of them want to use that as an excuse.
Yeah, I mean, leave that woman's man to her. You know,
let her have him, and he ain't going nowhere. I don't care how much he tell you he gonna leave and all of that. If he was gonna leave, he would have left. He ain't going nowhere. Anyway, listen. I'm just saying this picture kind of really got me together or whatever. And for me, because like I said, I don't have my father. My stepdad, the one that actually took care of me and helped all of us or whatever, he's deceased. And so for me, that is what I am doing and what I've been doing is just getting back under the covering of my Heavenly Father and allowing him to lead me and show me what to do and building my discernment, and making sure that I'm good for men and women. Because, it's some trifling women out here too that will sit there and be your friend and be messing with your dude. So, it is what it is. But we got to set some standards, guys. We got to change some things. We shouldn't have to be looking over our back with the person that we sitting here talking to and we're crying with and we thinking that they're supporting us and they over here messing with our dude. We shouldn't have to do that. Like, that's just really not cool. It's really unfair, and you can't get mad, G, when you're talking about pulling out that knife. Look, stick me with this knife.
Yeah, just stick me. You don't have to go all deep in these guys.
You don't have to go deep. Just
guys,
break the skin.
Okay. Okay. And next thing you know, she got you in the precinct talk about he tried to kill
He
me.
stabbed me.
That nigga stabbed me. He ain't
I
nothing.
told him not that. I told him just break the skin. He went to my liver.
Yeah. No, she ain't gonna say that. She gonna put a murder case on, try to attempted murder because you
man.
wouldn't leave your wife. I told you.
Exactly.
I get you, nigga. I told you.
That's what it is. All right, guys. Hopefully this helped some of you. One, guys, my fellas, we're gonna have to get cleansed. Ladies, you're gonna have to get healed as well. Guys, it's not cool to be around here sleeping with 100 women or whatever
No
or
doubt.
more. It's a lot of different spirits that's tied up in that, and spirits do transfer. You're transferring those spirits to the different women that you're sleeping with, not to mention the vaginal fluid that you're transferring as well. And I don't care how much soap you use and wash it and stuff like that, it's still transferred.
Well, keep some Listerine by the bed so you can gargle right away.
Oh my God. Anyways, and then ladies, we're gonna have to set some standards. If there are some things that you want and you see that they're not being provided from this gentleman, you gonna have to just let it go. It's plenty more out there. It's more men than it is women. Again, Google it and you will see. Hopefully this helps somebody. Hopefully. It helps me because I'm back under a covering of the Most High. I can't do it. These streets out here, these good black streets, these good black folk streets ain't good for me. And my desire is to love a black man until the Lord call us home.
Well, you scared me when you came in earlier. Yeah,
for me, I ain't gonna be able to do it. I love my black men. I don't want to jump the tracks. Can't do it, but I can't deal with the foolishness either. And whoever I marry, I already know where we're supposed to be and what we're supposed to be doing. So you holding up our life, sir. Come on, stop playing. All right, G. I am good. You got anything else?
No, let's again let them know. Come out to the workout and stuff. That's how we do it.
Yes, sir. On Monday through Thursday, 5 a.m. and 7 p.m. There are 2 classes a day. Monday nights only, we do trampoline. And then on Saturdays at 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. We're at the DeSoto Recreation Center, 211 East Pleasant Run Road in DeSoto, Texas. Hopefully I see you guys in the morning. I'm your girl, Nori of Fitness by Nori. You guys have an amazing day. Ellery.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Ellery.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Bo. Happy birthday, Night.
There we
Look
go.
at the muffin.
That's my girl. She's growing up, man. She's getting tall.
Yeah, she's tall. Her dad's tall.